Good afternoon. My name is Alena Shautsova. I am an immigration attorney from Brooklyn, New York. In today's Legally Speaking seminar, I would like to talk to you more about asylum and recent trends in asylum procedure in the United States. As you're probably aware, at the beginning of this year, the United States government changed the way they're considering asylum applications. DHS announced that from January of this year, the applications that were submitted last will be called, the applicants who submitted the applications last will be called for the interview first. The promise was that those applicants will be called within 21 days. Currently, it's about 2 months. Within 2 months of your filing of the application, you will be called for an asylum interview. The applications that were submitted before January 2018 will be called last. It means those who submitted the applications in 2016, 17 and prior and were not called for the interview before January are likely to have to face even longer delays in processing of the asylum application. One important point that I wanted to mention in this particular video is what to do with the family members that are left in your home country, especially children. An applicant for asylum, unfortunately, an applicant does not have a right to bring the family members into the United States while the asylum application is being considered. It's very unfortunate, but this is the law. Nowadays, if somebody is trying to bring the children, and sometimes I have questions as to, can my children come to the border and request asylum at the border of the United States? Nowadays, you need to know that almost everybody who's coming to the border and requests asylum at the border is detained. Children are detained as well. If families coming to the border, it is likely that parents and children will be separated. The United States government denies official policy about the separation of the families, but in practice it seems it does exist. And this is what happens, and maybe that's why it exists. It's because, again, earlier this year, Attorney General announced that all those who are crossing the border illegally will be criminally prosecuted. United States laws do provide for criminal liability for those who are crossing the borders. And this causes adults to be detained and sent to one detention center when parents are detained and sent to a different detention center. There are various accounts about how this policy is actually implemented in the media. But this is something to think about and take into consideration when you're considering your future plans of coming to the United States. Other than that, asylum application form did not change and standards for asylum did not change. You also need to be aware that applicants for asylum in the United States do not have rights to any public benefits, including health care or housing or cash assistance. All applicant for asylum can get in the United States is an employment authorization when the application is pending for 180 days. You can read more about asylum in the United States and how to receive it and what you need to submit with your application on our website www.shautsova.com. We have a special section, it's called Asylum, that's dedicated specifically to various asylum issues, including various cases on asylum law. Thank you.